Hey, thanks for tuning in. It's Leonard here bringing you the professional pinpoints for the average Joe to the CEO, and you're watching Branding Blunders. Hi, I'm Leonard Matthews, and I'm an athlete. This is the story of so many of us, very similar to my story. There are so many athletes out there, similar to myself, who have played sports their entire life, and we're kind of programmed that we have to spend all of our time, ability, talents on this one sport. Although we may become dominant athletes in our sport or in our expertise, something that we don't realize and our parents don't do a good job of explaining is that at some point, this is going to come to an end. Whether that's just because we're not good enough anymore, or maybe our bodies just can't hold up. At some point, we have to realize that our physical abilities will no longer serve us. In my eyes, this is a branding blunder, but on the parent side. But there's hope. When we get out of college or even out of high school, I feel like athletes have the best chance to brand themselves. This is a time in their life where they can pair their skills that they learn from the sport, their natural abilities, and their passions, and leverage the platform that they've been given through the sport. This is for the athlete. I believe that no matter the skill level that you played at, if you played in competitive sports for at least 4 years, you have these 3 skills to take with you to dominate the next phase of your life. We all have passion. We all have specific skill sets that we've been gifted with, and then we all have a platform. Number 1, passion. Now, before we move forward, let me define passion. A lot of people describe passion as something that you simply enjoy. I think that passion is something that you are naturally gifted at that you can find enjoyment in. That's your passion. So, for example, an NBA player finds his passion in basketball. So many people try to corner this into saying that the NBA player's passion is playing basketball. I believe that their passion is in the sport of basketball, whether it's playing, watching, developing. It's not that specific, so maybe we should broaden this a little bit. See, the issue with most athletes, including myself, is that we dedicate so much time to appeasing our coaches, our parents, other players, and pursuing what they need that we never get to explore our own passions. We spend so much time trying to get the approval of others that we don't even know how to make ourselves happy. We spend so much time trying to reach the metrics, to get the spot on the team, to win conference, to get the title, that we don't even know how to even set our own achievements. And this is where the passion gets lost. You'll see it so much today. If you walk inside of a gym, you'll notice that all of these parents are living out their passion into their kids. This is where the blunder starts. We as athletes, as well as parents, have to do a better job of asking ourselves, what is my passion? What do I like to do? And truly exploring them as well. As an athlete in college, I had the privilege to intern every single semester of my college career. This has to be the single most important thing that I've ever done in my life, because I got to explore different industries, different jobs, different work environments, so I would understand things that I like about work, and also things that I definitely wasn't willing to be a part of. So goal number 1, if you're an athlete, if you're a former athlete, or maybe you're raising an athlete, the important thing I want you to do right now is to explore, to try things out. Don't spend so much time putting yourself in a corner. I get that you have to specify and you got to focus, but make sure that you explore so that you can understand and realize who you are outside of the sport, because there's a lot there. I didn't even realize how much life I had to live until I was 25 years old. Let me put this into perspective. Obviously, I have to make money, but I could literally screw up my life for the next 10 years, and I'll still be on track to have 30 more years in whatever job that I choose to have to be on target for retirement. 30 years. So pretty much, if you don't know what you want to do, spend time looking. Seriously, don't worry about it. Number 2, skills. The skills that a lot of athletes have kind of get lost in the mix because we're so tied up. We believe that all of our skills are or something around, can I dribble the fastest? Can I run? Can I jump high? Can I make the perfect swing? When we don't even know that we're being taught these soft skills that are intangible during practice that can take us to the next level as people. For example, every athlete learns how to do things in a high-paced environment. Almost every athlete learns how to communicate, whether that's verbally or non-verbally. In most sports, athletes have to learn, how to show poise. Like, you know how hard it is to mentally keep yourself stable, even if something goes wrong, and to also keep the high intensity to compete? In every single sport, the athlete has to figure out some way to jump on this fast learning curve in order to learn something new every single day while still maintaining the standards from the previous day. And the most important thing that us athletes are taught, and this applies to every human being, I don't care what workforce you're in, especially if you're in entrepreneurship, it's work ethic. Almost all athletes understand that it takes an unprecedented amount of hours in order to obtain excellence or perfection or, whatever your standard is. Athletes understand work ethic. They may not understand exactly what it takes to get to the gold medal, but they understand that it's always time to practice. For me, communication has been one of those little things that's helped me get to where I am today. Being able to cross borders between tennis and basketball, or maybe even technology, logistics, into customer satisfaction. Being able to cross these borders, speak a different language to those people, but make sure that everyone understands what I'm saying. Like, that's one of those communication tactics that I learned while playing sports. I noticed that a lot of top companies look for athletes because athletes understand that it's not always going to be the perfect working environment. Athletes understand that it might be raining, but I still got to go run. I'm sore, but I still got to show up the very next day to practice. It's all just part of the process. Athletes understand that, although I may go out there every single day and practice, I might not get to play. Or I take shot after shot after shot and I miss the big one in a game. They also understand that after you miss that shot, you got to go back the very next day and take it as if nothing ever happened. This is called resilience. This is something that's naturally built in athletes because of the experiences that we have. These are just a few of the skills that aren't necessarily always taught in business. Or maybe corporations are looking for you to know this before you even get there. So if you're watching this and you're an athlete, I want you to understand that these things are already built inside of you. The coaches were teaching you these things. They maybe didn't always have the best practices, but they're there. And now for my last point. Number 3, the platform. As an athlete, you typically always have eyes on you. I don't care if you're the basketball team, the football team, the tennis team, or the golf team. Somebody's watching. Whether they're making fun of you because you don't play the cool sport, or they're praising you because you won the state title. And because of this, you have a platform. The important thing is how you're going to use it. One thing I learned in college from my many internships was the concept of networking. You probably know exactly what it is right now, but for athletes, this is taught a little bit differently. For athletes, we're taught this at a little bit different vantage point. We're taught that, hey, this is your teammate, you got to get along with him. You got to shake his hand, look him in the eye, you got to be teammates. But what I didn't understand was that the more you and your teammates have chemistry, what we call it, the bigger you can build something. And that's what networking is at the end of the day. As I get older, I understand more and more the importance of networking. And it's not necessarily about how you can help me. It's about how I can build this web of people so that we can all help each other get to the next phase in life. And oddly, this is exactly what you did on your middle school basketball team, your high school tennis team, or even like your college swim team. All networking gives is this large group of people, maybe not even from the same place, with one objective, and that's to get to the next phase in life, to win the next game, to meet your next sales quota, to close a new client. I promise you that this is all the same. These are all skills that we're learning that we're not necessarily taught how to foster. And the great thing is we all have this platform, whether it's because people admire what you're doing, maybe you're part of an alumni association, or maybe you're just the crew that we need to make fun of. Either way it goes, you have a platform. The important thing is how you use it. You know, this video was inspired by one specific person, but I've heard this story multiple times. They said, I'm 28 years old, I just finished my career, I know I'm done with that, but I'm not sure what the next move is. What kind of job do I get? What's my profession? What kind of skills do I have? And I'm not really sure just how to start. I'm not exactly sure what that answer is for you, but I highly suggest you start with your platform. Start with the people that you compete with and against. They will understand who you are as a person, which will lead you to making down a list of what your passions are, what you're good at, who you are naturally. What I'm truly getting at is that you really need to explore, try new things. Start to figure out what you can offer life and not what life has to offer you for a change. Why don't you let the previous life experiences, including your parents, shape you? We all have skills, the ones that are natural and then the ones that we're taught. And this doesn't just apply to athletes. I'm also talking to the newly found business owner, the CEO looking to rebrand his company, or even the employee trying to get to the next phase in their career. There are many skills that we can all learn in order to get over our parents' blunders. Here's some examples. Talking about discipline, curiosity, creativity, personability, and our ability to present and find viable solutions. Listen, our job every single day, no matter what skill level, what phase in life you're in, is simply to find those skills, find that list, and start creating. My challenge for you today is to find your passion, foster those skills, and then use your platform. This is Leonard on Branding Blunders. Hey, thanks for watching. If you got something from today's video, please leave me a comment or suggestion below. If you got branding ideas or maybe want me to take a look at your brand, subscribe and shoot me a personal message. Peace.